So, good day everyone. We are the Group 7 and our topic is Philippine Republic to Contemporary Period. And by the way, my name is Roger Flores, the first presenter. So, birth of the Philippine Republic, 1946. Full independence from the United States on July 4, 1946. So, opisyal na tinapos ng US ang kanilang kolonyal na pamumuno sa Pilipinas. Kaya naging ganap na malaya at soberanong bansa ang Pilipinas. Manuel Rojas became first president of the Third Republic. So pagkatapos ng kasarinlan, nabuo ang bagong pamahalaan at ito ang ikatlong republika. At si Rojas ang unang namahala na pangulo nito. Post-war, challenges devastated economy, infrastructure damage, and poverty. So matinding nawasak ng World War II ang bansa. Mga lungsod, negosyo at kabuhayan ng mga tao, kinailangan simula ang malaking reconstruction. Rise of the Huk, Palahap, Rebellion, or Communist-led. So ang Huk Balahap na unay mga gerelyang lumalaban sa Hapon ay naging kilusang komunista na nag-alsa dahil sa kawalan ng lupa at matinding kahirapan. So Rojas died in 1948. Elpidio Quirino assumed presidency. So nung namatay si Rojas noong 1948 at pumalit si Elpidio Quirino bilang pangulo. Nagkasakit at namatay si Rojas habang nasa tungkulin, kaya ang vice president na si Quirino ang pumanik bilang pangulo. So Quirino strengthened internal security and support reconstruction. So nagtutok siya sa pagpapatatag ng bansa at paglaban ng mga banta tulad ng Hawks. Ramon Magsaysay, Defense Secretary, reformed the military and defeated Hawk rebels. So nagpatupad si Magsaysay ng disiplina at katiwalian free na pamunuan sa militar, kaya napagbaksak ng husto ang Hawk movements. So Ramon Magsaysay and Carlos P. Garcia, 1953 to 1961. So Magsaysay became president in 1953, known for honesty and people leadership. So napaka-popular niya dahil simple ng pamumuhay niya, kalaban niya ang korupsyon at nakikinig siya sa pangangailangan ng taong bayan. So major rural development projects improve livelihood in the countryside. Nagpatayo siya ng mga kalsada, irrigation at mga programang tumutulong sa probinsya. So reduce corruption and strengthen democratic participation. Pinawang mas bukas ang gobyerno para sa mamamayan at pinairal ang malinis na pamahala. Tragic plane crash in 1957 ended this presidency. So, isang trahedya nagwasak sa kanyang mahusay na pamumuno. Carlos P. Garcia continued leadership promoting Filipino First policy. So, na prioridad niya ang mga negosyante Pilipino kaysa sa mga dayuhan upang mapaunlad ang lokal na ekonomiya. Policy encouraged Filipino to control industries over foreign business. Layunin ng palisiya na bigyan ng kalamangan ng mga lokal na kumpanya sa mga oportunidad na dating hawak ng mga banyaga. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is March Jude F. Tepalobos, and I will discuss about the tragic plane crash in 1957 of Ramon Magsaysay. So sadly, his term ended when he died in a plane crash in 1957. So after him, Carlos P. Garcias became president. One of his first policy which encouraged Filipinos to own and manage businesses instead of relying on foreign companies. So next is Diosdado Macapagal administration. So next President Diosdado Macapagal, who served from 1961 to 1965. One of his key achievements was moving our Independence Day from July 4 to June 12 to honor the first Declaration of Independence in 1898. He also pushed for land and reform to help farmers, but many landowners resisted his plans. Macapagal tried to promote honesty in the government, but he struggled because of strong political opposition. So next is Ferdinand Marcos, 1965 to 1972. So now let's talk about Ferdinand Marcos. He became president in 1965 and was the first to win in a second term. During his early years, many infrastructure projects were built like roads, bridges, hospitals, and cultural centers. However, despite these achievements, Marcos faced growing accusation of corruption and election fraud. As poverty and inequality increased, more protests and social unrest began to spread. So next is the martial law era, 1972 to 1981. So because of the rising unrest, Marcos declared martial law on September 21, 1972. During martial law, Congress was closed, media was controlled, and many political opponents were arrested. People's freedoms were limited and the military gained a lot of power. This period was marked by human rights abuses and strong government control under Marcos and his allies. That's all, and thank you.
So I'm the third reporter of this group. So title is Decline of the Marcos Regime 1981 to 1986. So the martial law lifted in 1981 but authoritarian rule continued. So dito is wala ng martial law pero feeling nila is nandun pa rin sila sa martial law. So next is the economy suffered high debt, unemployment, and inflation. So dito is maraming tao dito walang trabaho, naghihirap, walang makain dahil walang trabaho. At saka yung mga bilhin is sobrang mataas dahil sa martial law. So next is the 1983 assassination of Benigno Ninoy Aquino sparked massive protest. So dito is nagulat yung mga tao is patay na si Ninoy Aquino doon sa Manila International Airport. Dahil dito is marami nagpo-protest against kay Marcos kasi siya lang man yung kalaban ni Marcos is si Ninoy Aquino. So next is the opposition united against dictatorship, increasing international pressure. So dito is maraming dito yung different na groups na yun is against sa dictator na yun is students, church workers, and other people. So 1986 People Power Revolution, snap elections in 1986 marred by fraud and irregularities. So dito is nandaya si Marcos, panadali ang election lang. So lahat mga boto sa yung mga boto yung mga tao sa ibang candidate pero lahat yun mapupunta sa kanya. So next is million join peaceful demonstration along EDSA. So dito sila nag-EDSA revolution noong February 25, 1986. So next is the army withdraw support from Marcos, international community recognized new government. So dito is lahat yung mga army o sundalo ni Marcos is ayaw na sa kanya, hindi na siya susuportahan. Tsaka yung taga-ibang bansa is alam nila, yung mga Filipino gusto na nila yung magong leader sa bansa. Corazon Aquino became president, ending dictatorship. She is a first lady president in the Philippines. Kaya dahil sa kanya natapos yung diktador ni Marcos, pagka-diktador niya. So next is the Aquino era reforms 1986 to 1992. Restore democratic institution and civil liberties. So dito binalik ulit ni Aquino yung democratic institution and civil liberties para sa kapayapaan para sa mga tao. Next is 1987 Constitution created safeguards against authoritarianism. So, kanya to binalik ulit siya yung nagpapatupad dito ng 1987 Constitution para hindi maabuso yung kapangyarihan ng isang president or other government. So, next is Congress reopen, free press revive. So, dito, binigyan nila yung mga tao magsasalita kung anong kailangan nila or anong kayang baguhin sa isang bansa. So, next is the face coup attempts but maintain democratic rule. So, dito, maraming beses sila nag-against yung mga kudeta, yung mga groups na against sa government para masibak si Aquino sa pwesto. Fidel V. Ramos Administration, 1992 to 1998. Promoted national unity after years of political division. So, dito is, matagal tayo siya nag-antay upang maging united ulit yung gobyerno dito sa Pilipinas. Dahil sa hidwaan at alitan kay Marcos against sa mga tao. So, next is economic modernization programs increase investor confidence. So, dito, siya yung nagpapatupad dito ng economic modernization programs upang mangikad niya yung mga tao mag-invest sila sa mga taong nangangailangan ng tulong upang maangat yung Pilipinas. So, peace negotiations with Muslim separatists and rebel groups. So, dito, si Fidel V. Ramos, siya yung peace negotiation dito sa mga rebel groups dito sa Mindanao. Like MNLF, MILF, or other groups in Mindanao against government. So, nag-negotiation sila ni Normie Suarez para maging peace dito sa Pilipinas. So, next is 1991 Senate rejection of US-based strengthening Philippine sovereignty. So, dito is gusto ng US is maging malaya yung Pilipinas dahil sa mga corruption or yung mga leader is ginamit nila yung power nila upang mag-control yung
Gloria Macapagal Arroyo Administration 2001 to 2010. 2 copies after Estrada removal won full term in 2004. So, ibig sabihin, pumalit siya kay Estrada nung na-impeach ito, tapos tumakbo siya ulit at nanalo sa election 2004. Noong 2004. Yun. So, controversial. Hello Garcia, Bryce. Election fraud concern. So, ito yung time na nagkaroon ng controversy dahil sa tape na may boses daw yung GMA na kinausap ang isang election official or Garzi para dayain ang resulta ng election. Maraming nagalit at nagduda sa legitimacy ng kanyang panalo. So, face nationwide protest demanding her resignation. So, dahil sa mga issue na ito, maraming nagrally at nagprotesta sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas, hiningi ang kanyang pagbibitiw. So, declared state of emergency in 2006 to stop alleged coup attempts. So, dineklara siya ng state of emergency para daw pigilan ng mga nagbabalag mag-cope daw. So, the last one is the later change with election sabotage and misuse or public funds. So, pagkatapos ng kanyang termino, kinasuhan siya ng eleksyon, sabotage at paggamit ng pondo ng gobyerno sa maling paraan. Next. So, Benigno Noynoy Aquino III presidency 2010-2016. So, focus on transparency and anti-corruption ang patuwid. So, ang main goal niya po was to have a clean government. Tas yung slogan niya was ayun na po, yung daang matuwid. Meaning the straight path na nakapokus sa honesty at pagtanggal ng corruption. So, impeach Chief Justice Renato Corona for incomplete psalm. So, one of the biggest event was the impeachment ni Chief Justice Corona, na impeach siya kasi hindi niya fully dineclare yung assets niya sa SALN or state of asset, liabilities, and net worth. So, strengthen economy and improve international reputation. So, during sa term niya, ma'am, gumanda yung Pilipinas at economy at pati yung pati yung image ng country sa world naging mas better. So, last is over. So, transition to modern computerized election. So, sinigurado niya ang election na mas maging modern by using computer. This was supposed to make the election faster and more reliable. So, Rodrigo Duterte presidency 2016-2022, widely known for the strong anti-drug campaign criticized by global. So, kilala siya sa kanyang war on drugs, which was very controversial and criticized by many countries. So, promote shift to federalism and closer ties with China. So, gusto niya palitan yung system ng government natin to federalism at maging close sa China. Sa Hague ruling in 2016, favored PH in South China Sea, dispute China rejected decision. So, nanalo tayo sa Hague Court laban sa China about sa South China Sea, but China didn't recognize na ruling. So, next, declared COVID-19 public health emergency on March 10, 2005. So, nag-declare siya ng public health emergency dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic. Ayun po, nag-declare siya para safe yung tao. So, implemented lockdown and emergency measure across the country. So, nagtupad siya ng lockdown at iba pang measure para labanan ng COVID-19. That's it, ma'am. Thank you.